Oh, hello and welcome back, and thank you so much for clicking on my video. In today's episode, what I'm going to be doing, and I'm sorry to do it to a friend from India, but we're going to be destroying our opponent, and hopefully we're going to be doing that with the bishop's opening on the board. Now let's see how well our opponent knows this opening. Please do not bring the knight, because that is the most boring line out of all of them. Just kidding, it's the most exciting. We're going to have so much fun. So I've been trying something new here. If he captures, I have explained this in many of my videos. If he captures, I used to capture back with the knight and walk into this fork where I had to step back. But it looks like we're going to just lock my bishop out. He could potentially just go for my bishop immediately. Okay. I mean, I can break the pin, or I can just pin this guy myself. I kind of like the idea of just pinning this myself. Hard to say what's better, but I'm going to have no mercy on this opponent, unfortunately. I have a decent amount of friends in India that play chess, and they're good people. I like Indian people. Maybe my favorite chess friends. Okay, that's not true. But my first chess friends, okay? My first chess friends were all Indians. I don't know how that happened, but I would just on chess.com, and they would message me, and I would message them back, and then we'd start playing chess together. But some of them are really good, and they're really competitive. And so sometimes it's not fun to just get steamrolled all the time. Let's just tickle this guy. So if any of my Indian friends are watching this and they remember, we would play a ridiculous amount of games in a row where I was 1300 and they were 1900, and I would just lose. I have some friends that I never even beat. So we're going to step out of this, and all of a sudden this becomes an idea. Maybe pushing forward makes sense here, because jumping in, oh lord, it's ooh, we're going for this. We are going for this. And you got to be careful about these pins, my friend. You got to be careful about these pins. And if you see in my position here, I developed my knight to e2 because I knew this capture was probably going to take place, and I figured let's just replace my knight instead of the normal f3 square where if he captured it would ruin my pawn structure. The reason that I was doing all of that is I was kind of having an inkling on maybe scooting up with tempo and castling this way. Although he does have some pawns advanced into my position. Okay. Which is better? If I take here and take there, I have this check. If I take here, I have tempo on the rook. The rook scoots over. I hit him with this check, and it's checkmate? That can't be true. Take, attack the rook. The rook scoots over. Check, here, and checkmate. Looks good enough to me. Or you lose the rook. Man. A little bit unfortunate for our opponent here. But right? Attack the rook. And jaque mate. Checkmate, my friend. Con cuidado. That's, you got to be really careful about these pins. And then he, oh, I'm so sorry. And he hasn't pushed forward to defend against this square. Oh my goodness. Just check, over, and mate, bro. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All he had to do was push a pawn to prevent my knight from being able to jump to this square. So he needed to play this pawn push sooner. And this knight on the side of the board, I'm not sure what there is even to do. Yeah, that's it. There was nothing to do. He can't even try and escape because he's just barred off. I almost wish that he would have just given up the bishop. So that was a 4-minute game of chess. So, I don't think we really need any analysis on that. I'm not even sure. Should I post that? That was pretty quick. A 4-minute video. Let's go into another game. Let's go into another game. If not, maybe I'll end this video here. No, I won't. No, I won't. Game aborted. What, bro? You scared? You don't want the smoke? And how do I... my face is so bright. Look, there's a light. I'm covering it. So it's really covered. And so maybe we just get a 2-for-1. Now we are playing the Caro Kann, and this guy is also... That's a weird move. You don't see that, so I know immediately it's probably not good. And so we're going to go... It's going to transposition into a structure that I know quite well. And so with this pawn advanced, it takes away some sacrificing ideas like so. But we're going to come here. We're attacking this pawn now. If he takes, I hop in with the bishop. He probably wants to develop this knight, is what he wants to do. And maybe is this a poisoned pawn? Okay, so he wants to defend like so. The game plan was pushing this pawn forward, going for this pawn break so that I have a place to put my knight. I mean, I can take. I think it might make a weakness. I just take. I think that's what we're trying to do. If the bishop takes, I mean, I can just kind of grab it. And then the knight comes in. If he does like so, I have a tempo winning move. So I could actually take here. He would step over. Then I give a check. He could step back with the knight. So that's not any fun. Developing this bishop in this line of the Caro Kann is always such a headache. Because if I do this, he just develops the knight. And then it's like, that didn't do anything good for anybody. I can also just go for this guy. Step forward and walk directly into this. Then pin it. That's the idea. If you attack, I'm pinning you. Okay. We have to do something. I want to just develop this bishop to get him here. Okay. I mean, I can't scoot back. I just get trapped. If I take, then this just happens. Then I take here. But then he just like applies so much pressure. Man, I got myself in a little bit of a predicament. We have to take, I think. And my light square bishop, I'm not even convinced is a good piece right now. Let's just try and bring this. Please play this so I can just trade off this light square bishop, because now I'm scared to even have this piece. Like, who even let me have a light square bishop in the first place? I could just trade off. I mean, that's not a bad move. Don't hate it. Step back one. God, I should have scooted back. I want my knight on that square. Man, sometimes I just like snap reaction and play a terrible move. Definitely should have gone here so my knight can get to the middle. So now I'm going to have to kick this guy to go back here to then jump in. It's rough. It's rough. Almost definitely I have to play this. But he still is trying to figure out what to do with his guy. So we're going to tickle this guy. I mean, if you tickle me now, I got a place to go. Right? Take, 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 take. Am I up a pawn in that position? Here. Grab the pawn. Then you grab the pawn, but then I grab the pawn, and I'm up a pawn in that position, but I lost the bishop. I can also just take here. Okay, no I can't, because there's all this. We step back, the knight comes in, and then I pin the knight. Bro, that's ridiculous. I think that's what I didn't even see that he could grab it there. Okay, so we're going to have to take back. He then attacks my rook. He has the bishop pair. I have the knight pair. I can no longer castle, so that really sucks. And if I do this, I mean, he just plays this, and I lose. Oh, here, here, here. Gotta play for something, right? It's equal. So I can grab this. If he takes, I mean, I just get in. No, I don't. He hits me with his check. Okay. Not being able to castle is actually a huge problem for me. What if I just push? I don't know what to do. I completely messed up. gonna step here into the middle of the board. Oof. I am in a bad situation. But don't worry, my friends, because in chess, the most important part, we're gonna just take. If he takes with the bishop, we just take. If he takes with the pawn, I mean, haven't thought that far. But if he takes with the bishop, we're going to take it. What you need to get good at, okay, we are absolutely just going to take that. Absolutely, without any thought. That makes a lot of sense. He's probably going to go for this. So, I kind of like the idea of just putting my rook there. He probably just brings his rook. Okay, he wants to look at that instead. Tactics. Tactics, tactics, tactics. I can take here, and if he takes... What am I talking about? None of that makes any sense. If I take here, the pawn blocks the view of my rook, so that's not going to work. I mean, if I push forward, he just gets a pass pawn. I can go here, so he goes there. I do not know what I should be playing. We could just try and simplify and just trade everything off. That's always a great idea. Let's just push a pawn, because I don't know what to do. Oh my goodness. Bro, calm down. It's not that serious. Not that serious, bro. Now can I take here? I still don't think so. This bishop sucks. Get out of this position, bro. What if I go here? This doesn't work. This doesn't work because yes, it removed the pawn, but he still has a defender. And he would just step back. Kind of like the idea of just coming into the position. Probably he brings his rook back. Oh god. He didn't even hesitate on that. Like, not even for a second. And that hung the bishop with check. So, he should have maybe hesitated for a second. He literally played that move with, like, 0 seconds. So, we're going to take this. He blocks. I can then take this. I could also bring the knight. But I like the idea of taking here because it's tempo on this guy. So, he'd probably come like this. No, he wouldn't. He's pinned. So, he's got this, but I don't know if I care. Here, 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 check. The knight blocks. You get the knight, but I think I just survive. So he's got this, but I'm grabbing a rook. Bruh. Are you serious? Why did I just blitz that out, bro? Literally, I need to take more time. Like, bro. It is so infuriating to lose a game of chess like this. Gotta do something. You can just push this. And that just attack. Oh. It fell apart, bro. Pause. Pause. He's still got this pawn that is really close to turning into something not so nice for me. Bro, this is a wild game of chess. Okay, obviously I need to be taking this queen. I take the queen, he pushes the pawn. Here. You gotta take back, but what am I even calculating? I need to take this, obviously. He needed to take that. If I come here, he just takes. So what about check? Completely sacrifice. This doesn't work. This doesn't work. What about check here? Then take here, here. But then this comes with check. So here, here, check. Sometimes I'm an idiot. I need to just like play flat faster. You can just take here though. But we get this check. If he blocks, we can go here and he pushes and I take with the knight and then it's a draw. Probably just need to play this. Like, I don't think there's anything else. I have no interesting checks or anything. So we're going to play this. He gets in. I take. His rook gets in. I touch this guy. He pushes. I get behind him. We're in an endgame, but it's all about just like tempo. I think this is the most forcing move. I attack this pawn, right? What just happened in this game of chess? I really hope that I win so that I can post it. This makes sense, right? You can just attack mine. We play this. Then maybe we play this. It's totally a draw, but 1 minute and 39 seconds against 7 minutes. What an absolute haymaker. Like, dude, I hang my queen, then he hangs his queen right back. Like, bro, we're 1800. How do we play chess like this? All right, you're 1782, but I'm supposed to be 1800, bro. So stepping here allows this. So I think we're going to step back. He can push, but I chase you. You can push, but I chase you. And I will win that pawn, buddy. Or you go here and I go here. But then you defend. So actually, no. So I'm going to chase, because if I get behind you, he can defend, and that's no fun. So we're going to go like this. I'm going this way. I'm going to chase you, my friend. And luckily my king can wiggle up. Like if I can take and render his rook over here, like yes, this king can chase me around and eventually win this pawn, but in the end game, if I trade off the rooks for the last remaining pawn and I bring my king active enough, still probably a draw. I think he just plays this and he has time to bring the king. When the king gets eventually close enough, I just come back. And I've got enough moves. Okay, so that was the whole idea. I'm trying to get in. He comes here, but I come up. Okay. I don't know what to do. I think it's still a draw, okay? But I need to come up. I mean, I got 37 seconds, bro. Like, what are you doing? I'm just going to push this pawn. Unbelievable game of chess. He goes here. Yeah. As long as I don't get a draw. Bro, what on earth was that? We both hung our queens, and then I have to sacrifice a knight to stop that passed pawn, and then I'm able to just win in the endgame. Arguably, that was terrible. Arguably, that was terrible. But you know what? I sure hope it was entertaining. So thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry to my friend from wherever, Ukraine. And let's check it with the computer. And here we are in the analysis. And are you ready to look at this graph? That was the sloppiest game of chess that I have ever won. Maybe not. That's not true at all. But Definitely, that was pretty sloppy. Look at that graph, bro. Winning, losing, winning, losing, winning, losing, losing, winning. Just, oh my god. 62% accurate. 5 blunders, 3 inaccuracies, and 5 mistakes. Bro, literally half of the game was making mistakes. And so, our opponent, let's not bully the young man. And let's look at the computer. The first handful of moves made a fair bit of sense, okay? We go for the pawn break. We bring the queen out. We bring the knight. All of this is pretty standard. He now has a weakness, and so I'm winning here because I have this really simple idea of this fork that's actually not super easy to defend. You have to develop your knight to a weird square, and I can still go for it because I can pin the knight at the end of it. Okay, okay. So that's what I needed to go for. Instead of all of that, instead of getting fancy, we make this move that this is what sucks about studying chess openings is I've seen this move work in a structure kind of sort of similar to this. It's not the best move, so I guess it's not a terrible move, but I've seen it be the best move before. Like that's what you're supposed to play. And so I studied some other opening in a position similar to this, and I thought that it was this, and it just wasn't. It just wasn't this position. So instead of actually like thinking through the moves, I just tried to memorize it and play what I thought I remembered was the best, and it wasn't the best, and it caused me to play just a random move that wasn't that great. So I'm supposed to just develop the knight. So I have a problem with putting this knight in front of the bishop. Whenever I'm supposed to do it, I don't. And so I'm also just supposed to bring the rook because I have ideas of attacking the queen. No, I don't. The rook. Okay, whatever. Whatever. We go ahead and we trade some pieces off. I'm supposed to just take the knight. Whatever. I develop my knight. Then I am supposed to just trap my bishop in there and just let him take because it becomes a good thing later, okay? So I'm going to have to study these openings a little bit more and figure out when exactly do I put the bishop here and when exactly do I let them take it, because there are situations where it works. And so the reason that it works is it takes away like these squares. So here I admit I made a mistake. I didn't think about it and I just did a snap, made a move. I was really trying to put the bishop here. Let's see. 0.5, 0.2. So the move that I played is not as good. Okay. I had to do a little bit of math here. Okay, we tickle this guy. He attacks me, and I'm supposed to go along this capture chain because he can't take. The reason that he can't take is I'm trying to get in. So for one, I can just win this, and like he can grab this, but then I'm still going to grab this, and that would have been the position. So instead of that, I step back, which is a blunder because that capture chain was actually good for me. And for whatever reason, I put him here where the knight can take him. So I'm just not playing the most accurate chess, if we're going to be completely honest. And then I step up with the king. That's a mistake. I'm slightly losing. But we take. And I'm still slightly losing. But at least we got rid of the bishop for one of my knights. And the best move is rook here, so that I can push this and keep a defense on this. I'm going to be honest with you, I don't understand that move, so that's why I didn't play it. And I'm not going to try and explain it to you. So I'm supposed to run with the king. We're not running with any king anywhere, no time soon. We are getting active with the queen, attacking things, and making him hang a bishop, okay? So that's what happens. You get active with your queen, and I need to go back on chess.com and see how fast did he play this move. He played that move literally in less than a second. Like, boom, blitzed it out. That hangs the bishop with check. He blocks with the rook, and then I hang my queen to this pretty simple thing. The queen is looking at these two pawns, so I should have just taken note of that. The rook is literally only looking at this and the knight. So, like, this pawn, like, if there's anything in my position I need to be worried about, it's this pawn. So grabbing that, walking into this fork is just, I'm really bad at chess. There's no way around it, but my saving grace is I'm up a knight. So I'm up a knight because I grabbed that bishop, so I got an extra knight. So losing my queen, I'm supposed to just take here, but whatever. Boom, boom. Leave this on the table, and he captures. And immediately, I can pin him. Immediately. But I don't do it. I defend my pawn. I'm looking at defensive moves instead of attackive moves, and now I'm really suffering. So he pushes the pawn. And I saw, okay, that attacks my knight, And I was considering some things, and thank goodness I found this move. Or else I'm just completely lost. Now, in this position, he pushes forward. I have one opportunity to win this. And a good chess player would know that this is not going anywhere. I only need to take the queen once the king moves, because then the queen can escape. So I have time to grab this pawn. And it gets really spicy because he's got two passed pawns. Like, he's got two pawns, not passed pawns. He's got two pawns on my third rank, however you want to look at it, about to turn into queens. And so if I play this move here, this still remains. So he can give a check, but I run. And then he can try and run, but I'm coming for you. Okay? That was the difference. The way that I did it, I took the queen. He gets the pawn here, but then it's tempo on my rook, so I have to slide over. Then he gets this. But then I get this with tempo with check. So I have time to step back and stop that pawn from turning into a queen. And it's a complete draw. Now, I would have been completely winning if I would have just been a little bit more patient, but I wasn't. So now he's got a queen. So we got to get rid of it. He gets in. And now it's just a complete draw. But like I said, my side of the draw was easier. And we run back. The reason we didn't run forward is we didn't want to walk into this check. So in this position, if I go here, now I think it's still a draw, but now he's the one on the good side of the draw. Okay, so there's a good side and a bad side of the draw. And so that's the bad side. If I show you in a second, we're trying to be on the good side. It's still, okay, maybe it's not a draw, but it's still basically a draw. But now we're on the good side. I've got this extra pawn. So if anyone can be silly and make mistakes in this endgame, it's your boy. And so I felt like I just had to keep my rook on this file, and I felt like I was going to just do everything with my king. So maybe that wasn't the right idea. He can also just go for my pawn and force me back, and once I come in, he can start attacking stuff. So that plan didn't make the most amount of sense, but I don't hate it. And so I'm supposed to just lock it down. Just lock it down. But why? But why? I'm the one winning. So we step here. That threw it away from -4. I could have given this check. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. Let's see. Why is this so much more winning? Okay, it's complicated. We're not going to go really deep into that line. What did happen was he literally just traded off. So now I have all the time in the world. You have to deal with this pawn, or else it's just going to turn into a queen. So his king can't even come over here. So I step in, all the time in the world. And like I said, he just gave up at this point. Like I think he realized, like, okay, what's the point of doing anything? And so either pawn is going to turn into a queen. I am quite capable of getting a stalemate in that position. Potentially I can win, but thank goodness he resigned, so I didn't have to figure out how to do either one. So if you made it this far, thank you so much for watching my video. Sorry I hung my queen, but at least I got it back and he hung his queen. And so that has happened 2 times recently where I hung my queen and they hang it back instantly. And so at 1830 or whatever I'm rated, so if you hang your queen, don't give up. You've got hope, because it has literally happened 2 times in the past, like 2 days. So I don't know why my face is so bright, so thank you for watching my video. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I hope you learned something. Please subscribe. And what's today's date? It's the 30th. I'm moving out of this place tomorrow. And so the setup will be different. I might have to be like recording on just the computer. I don't know when I move to my new place, because I'm only staying there for a little bit. But all right, get out of here. Thank you so much. Bye.